Hi, my name is David Kim. I'm the new treasurer for the Korean Society of Queensland in 2023. So I'm a mechanical engineer at APA Group. I graduated from the University of Queensland at the end of 2020. So the reason why I chose mechanical engineering, I guess, is because of my passion in mechanical systems, and especially in Australia, there is a lot of opportunity for mechanical engineers in the energy space, especially because of the energy transition where the government is trying to make our net carbon zero by the end of 2050. So especially in our company, we have a lot of gas transmission pipeline infrastructure, which is mostly natural gas. And at our company, we are trying to transition from natural gas to hydrogen and any renewable space, but also utilize renewable energy such as solar farms, wind farms, infrastructure such as that. I think engineering is pretty prestigious to be a very difficult degree. Yeah, a lot of students struggle. I know in my cohort in University of Queensland, there was more than 900 students for my year that started off in first year. And then looking at my graduate colleagues, it was about 100 people. So you can see the reduction in students. They probably pursue a different degree, or maybe it's not just about the difficulty, but their own preferences. But yeah, I think it is known to be a bit of a difficult course. I think connections in general is very important in Australia. I wouldn't say getting to know your professor is strictly going to get you a job or more valuable than your other connections, but yeah, definitely if you have a lot of connections in the industry or your professors, it will help you in your career, and most importantly, you'll get to learn a lot from them. I think it's your attitude. It's about you show that you are interested in, obviously, degree you're studying, but also you're interested in the person that you're talking to. I think these soft skills are actually very important in your career, not just your technical knowledge or the skills that you developed at uni or your internship, but it's also how you interact with others, your interpersonal skills, your organizational skills, your teamwork skills. Those are very valuable in the industry. Yes, there's a lot of international students in the engineering degree, and yeah, I think there are some struggles because there's certain terminology that you need to know in the engineering field, and sometimes English can be difficult, especially when you're writing a report. Your English is very important. But I think a lot of universities, especially in Australia, they know this, and they have a lot of international students, so they have a lot of programs to support you. I know that there's international student program. I forget the full name of the program, but there's a lot of support. So if you just ask, a lot of people can help you. Okay. So I'm a graduate mechanical engineer, as I said. I think in engineering, there is various industries that you can go to. One big industry in Australia is mining industry. As you may know, there's a lot of resources in Australia, especially in Queensland, especially coal is very big. You may be able to work at a coal mine. Or another industry is, well, the energy industry. So that's where I'm in, the energy infrastructure business. Another one is in the building services industry, where you, as a mechanical engineer, you may be involved in the HVAC system of a building, which is the heat, ventilation, and air conditioning system of a building. I think in Brisbane, especially, those three are the big ones. Depending on the company, you may be a consultant, so a consultancy company. You may be an asset. The company may be an asset owning company where they have projects to maintain their assets. You may be a company that's developing a product or something. Well, it all depends on which industry and which company that you're working with. But in general, to give you a breakdown, I think as a graduate, you would be at least getting 70 to 80,000 a year, I think. That's when you're in, I guess, consultancy, that space. In mining, it's a lot of money, much more money, because you'll be working in rural areas. So there's certain working conditions that may be difficult. So to accommodate that, it would be definitely a six-figure job. And after your graduate program, your salary may increase quite a bit as well, I think. After the grad program, you're usually at least in six figures. I think it is important in general, but probably not as important as your work experiences, because I think a lot of big companies in the industry look at your previous work experience, such as your internship or even your involvement in extracurricular activities. Your academics is probably more important in places like academic institutions, like if you want to work in a university, research institutions such as CSIRO. But most companies that I know, I think they would look at your work experience. Well, it might sound cliche, but yeah, be prepared. Research the company. You have to know the company because they might have questions specific to that company. Even look at what projects they're doing, their values, company values. That's really important. Remember that you're interviewing for that company, but you're also figuring out whether that company is right for you. So that research is very valuable, because if your values don't match, then in the long run, it's not probably going to be a good company for you to work at. But yeah, I think that's very important to know, and also practice a lot. I did a lot of mock interviews before diving into a real interview. As I said, I'm a mechanical engineer at APA Group. I'm part of the graduate program of 2022, and I did my internship at APA as well, and a few other companies. And yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about how to be employable. So Australian companies, the big ones, have a lot of programs like the vacation internship program or graduate programs. And the application process, to be honest, is a bit extensive. So the ones that I was involved in, they had a 5-stage process. So first one is your resume and cover letter. And if you if you pass that, then the next stage is usually like a video interview. Sometimes a psychometric testing comes first, or the third stage is vice versa. Sometimes the psychometric testing comes after, or the video interview is the third stage. So psychometric testing is basically they test your, I guess, how skillful you are, or your IQ. Basically, it's almost like an IQ test. They also do a little bit of a personality test, and after you pass that stage, you go into an assessment center. So assessment center is probably the biggest stage out of all of them. They pick a day for you, and basically you spend a few hours in sort of like a workshop. So they first introduce you to the program and what the benefits are and what the company does. Then you go into teams with all the other applicants at that stage, and you do like a group challenge. So they give you a task to solve. Like, it could be a technical, very difficult task, or it could be very simple, just to see your social skills. And what they see basically is your teamwork and your ability to solve a problem at a short time frame. But also it's about listening to others. So as you be positioned in a team, you have to be proactive in giving your opinions, but you also have to accept other people's opinions and come to a decision together. So that's what's important about that session. And also you do a group presentation after that. And as part of the assessment center, there's also usually an individual interviews part, or an individual presentation sort of section. And after you get processed, after that, you do a final interview, usually with the manager that you would be working with for that position. So yeah, that's the position usually. To end this interview, I think I'll tell you a bit. I'll give you a bit of tips, I guess. So in engineering, the study can be very difficult. It's a very technical, heavy job. So yes, your study can be important, but also try and develop your soft skills like your interpersonal and organizational skills. Companies really value that. And good luck. Thank you.